Before we continue with the rest of the video, we could use your help. Click the like button to help spread word about watchJojo animals, and also be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. After this house was boarded up, a neighbour noticed an intruder sitting inside. It was summer 2017 and the neighbour knew the building in the northeastern English village of Counton Grange should be empty. The people who had lived there had left years ago, and the house had been boarded up for a whole week. But unless the neighbour was very much mistaken, something had just moved behind one of the upstairs windows. Suddenly they saw the eerie presence again, no mistake this time, and knew they had to call someone to help. This is when the RSPCA came into the story. The organisation's acronym stands for the English Society of the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, and it operates in England and Wales. Since founding way back in 1824, it has become one of the biggest charities in the UK. It is also the largest animal welfare organisation in the world. Thanks to donations from the public and its royal patron Queen Elizabeth II, the RSPCA is a trailblazing success. Not only does its campaigning work take its members across the world, but it has also inspired animal lovers everywhere. Many similar organisations have been founded worldwide as a result of its example. But it was an RSPCA helpline in England that got a call from a concerned citizen on July 12, 2017. The RSPCA receives more calls about cats than any other creature, at a rate of about 1 every 3 minutes. The Good Samaritan in this instance was contacting them from the small settlement of Coundon Garage, near Bishop Auckland in County Durham. They had seen something unsettling in their neighbourhoods that needed the RSPCA's expert attention. Apparently the caller had witnessed some movement in an abandoned house in the village. The building, which had allegedly been standing empty for years, was boarded up a week prior to the sighting. Nevertheless, there was someone or something trapped inside the otherwise vacant property. The neighbour had seen a shape at one of the building's upper windows and was surprised by what they saw as they looked a little longer. There was a cat sitting in one of the windowsills in the supposedly empty house. The neighbour realised the cat must be trapped and immediately rang the RSPCA helpline for assistance. It wasn't long before the organisation sent out Gemma Lynch, who worked as an inspector for the RSPCA in North East England. Lynch went straight out to look at the Coundon Grange property for herself, hoping it would be a straightforward job and she could free the trapped cat on her own. But when she got there, it seemed to the inspector that the caller was right to be worried. Curiosity hadn't killed the cat this time, but it had led to it being well and truly stuck. The house in question was tightly boarded up, and Lynch was unable to find a way into the property. "It's lucky that a neighbour spotted the cat at the window and called us," Lynch told animal interest website The Dodo in August 2017. "I couldn't gain access to the house right away. Not only was the building inaccessible, but there was a further complication. We didn't know who the owner of the property was," Lynch explained. As a result, the RSPCA inspector called the local fire service to ask them to try and gain access to the house. Lynch pushed some cat food through the mailbox and investigated the property while she waited. During her walk around, Lynch discovered a way of how the adventurous cat may have managed to get into the property. The house has been vacant for several years, according to the neighbours, she told cat lovers website Love Meow in August 2017. "There was a smashed window at the back where I think the cat may have crawled inside. Then the house must have been boarded up whilst he was still inside, so he was stuck," Lynch surmised. However, that situation was about to change for the poor pussy. The firefighters arrived in their red truck and the crew unbolted the wooden boards from one of the windows, but the petrified tabby cat refused to move. "I had to coax the poor cat out," Lynch told the Dodo, but he was very scared. As a result of his solitary ordeal, it took a while for the RSPCA woman to win the frightened cat's trust. Eventually, the bewildered cat realised that Lynch was trying to rescue him. He was more than happy to follow her. With the cat now safe and sound away from his housebound imprisonment, Lynch now had to try and identify the inmate. Initially, she was out of luck. The mystery Moggy had no microchip identification. Despite this setback, however, the cat and his owner were soon reunited. The feline's human father got wind of the rescue and linked it to his missing fur baby. Thankfully, his owner only lived around the corner, so when he was told by a neighbour that there was a cat being rescued down the street, he soon realised it was his missing cat, Lynch told the Dodo. With Lynch's help, TJ not only had an emotional reunion with his human, but also his kitty sibling. The owner was delighted to be reunited with TJ, as with his other cat. They had both really missed him. To prevent a similar incident, TJ's dad has stated that he will be getting his 5-year-old fur baby microchipped for any misadventures in the future. Pet owners microchipping their pets doesn't just stop animals from being lost for too long, it can also help lighten the load for animal welfare organisations such as the RSPCA. According to UK broadcaster ITV News, animal welfare groups currently have their hands fuller than usual. In 2016, there was a worrying increase in animal cruelty cases investigated by the RSPCA in England and Wales. In fact, in TJ's territory of the north of England, there was an increase of almost 6% recorded. But that's not all. In County Durham alone, the RSPCA received 3,388 complaints of animal cruelty in 2016. With these kinds of staggering statistics, anything an animal lover can do to lessen the workload for the RSPCA will make a difference. Also, inserting an identifying microchip might save a lost pet's life. Alice Porter, resident cat welfare expert at the RSPCA, concurs with the importance of microchipped identification. Microchipping your cat is the most reliable way to identify them, she told Love Meow. It gives you the best chance of being reunited if they become lost. Make sure your cat is microchipped and registered with your current contact details. Of course, it is not just moggies who should be microchipped. The same goes for other fur babies with an adventurous streak. It was a lucky escape for TJ, and thankfully he had a happy ending. Now the tabby is getting all the belly rubs and affection his owners owe him, safe in his own home. Please do not forget to share this video with your friends below.